Hey all, Cypher, and welcome back to another Outerplane video. This is gonna be more of a discussion slash rant because the developers have done some things which I kind of disagree with, and I know a lot of community disagrees with, and I'm definitely on the community side on this one because there's no excuse to what they've done. So for people who do not know what I'm talking about, they released a statement regarding upcoming improvements to hero UI and other changes. They cleverly dubbed the negative part as other changes, when actually this should be the highlight. These other changes have significantly fucked the game for new players and even for existing ones. And what I'm talking about is mileage policy changes. We have decided to revise the mileage policy, aiming to enhance the in-game experience and enjoyment, effective from 11/21 as previously announced in the 4th developers note. We have modified certain rewards across various content, so Ether is getting changed to recruitment tickets. So essentially you were getting a lot more Ether, but now you're gonna get a recruitment ticket instead. Which is this is sad, man. This is so sad. This is so bad. The tickets provided from in-game rewards or events will be changed to tickets that do not contribute to mileage accumulation. The overall number of provided tickets has increased by 1.5 times compared to before. So they're cleverly trying to say, well, we are increasing the overall tickets to 1.5 times, but they fail to mention that they have literally dropped Ether amounts by a huge chunk, not a huge chunk, but at least 10 to 20% easily. And they have reduced the daily Ether amount as well on multiple levels, right? Plus, all the tickets that you're gonna get from events or from in-game activity is not even gonna contribute to your mileage accumulation. So there's literally no point of summoning them, you know, for a particular hero, because you're not gonna get mileage for that hero. You're right. Yeah, you're literally dependent on God's luck, RNG, to fucking get that hero. This is crazy bad. Like, this is so bad. Which game does this, man? Which game suddenly, you know, from a very healthy F2B perspective, goes on to the stingy ass-licking bastards who just want more Ether, less Ether, more tickets, but the tickets are essentially useless because on bad days when you're supposedly not pulling 3-star heroes, at least you had the feeling, well, you know, I still have the mileage building up, you know, I can get the hero through the mileage, or I could potentially save the mileage for the next hero. But now you cannot do that because the mileage does not build up. And keep in mind, I know where this is coming from. So I think what they really wanted to do was, you know, for half-year anniversary, they wanted to distribute a lot of tickets, right? Or at least they wanted to distribute a lot of summons. But these lazy guys, man, they, instead of actually, you know, making a separate banner which did not have pity, and especially, you know, had probably a different currency to distribute which you can use to summon, and the currency could be distributed just like the way, you know, the current tickets are being distributed for the half-year anniversary login events. It could have literally been so simple. You know, it would solve their problem. You know, they could still be generous. They would not, you know, they would not change the already good content, the already good mechanics of mileage and Ether to this, whatever this is, and everybody would be happy, right? I think nobody would be, you know, so opposed if the half-year anniversary banner did not have a mileage, right? Because I think that's fair, right? They're already distributing like 130, 140 tickets, free summons. And if only they did this the same thing, you know, a simple non-mileage banner for the half-year anniversary event, I don't think anybody would be, you know, anywhere opposed. But this is literally changing the entire direction of the game. This is gonna affect new players, existing ones, and potentially even, like, you know, upcoming players who do not have even started the game, because this is just bad press for the game. A game removing mileage through tickets or through summons, and reducing Ether cost. This is just bad, man. This is so bad. This is unexcusable. They should be actually reverting the changes instantly. And still, keep in mind, this is already like 1 day old, the news that I'm covering. and their only reaction is, well, we're trying to I don't know, like check what's the feedback, what's up, what's going on within the community, when literally majority of the players are feeling the heat. They are literally typing out at them, giving them feedback, lots of feedback. Like we as content creators, I'm a content creator, right? But I can't even give them feedback because we do not have any channel to go through to do that. This game's content creator program is almost non-existent, quite literally. So we can't even give them feedback on anything they do. Only thing is just contact the moderators or admins in the Discord server, but I think they've already, felt the heat so much, it's kind of pointless to, keep blaming them because they have not made the changes, right? It's the developers which have made the changes. And I think they have done this just to, I don't know why they've done this, honestly. It's probably just to increase revenue. Maybe they saw the revenue numbers dropping. They wanted players to, spend more to get the hero they wanted. Hero, getting your targeted hero in Outerplane is super easy. I'll say that. As it is, it's super easy. Like to even compare it with, other similar games like Epic 7. In Epic 7, you have to make up your mind whether you want to go all in for a hero or not. Like the mileage does not, keep on rotating itself onto the next banner, right? So each character has an individual banner and you got to summon on them. And if you're not able to get it in 120 summons, on the 121st summon, you're able to get it, guaranteed. In Outerplane, this is kind of reversed because the mileage is much more higher. It's 200, but the thing is, the mileage carries forward to every banner, right? So if you're summoning on the event banner, the next character, the next to next character, any character, pretty much, it builds up, right? If you know what I'm talking about. But now, I think they're fed up with that system because it's going to lead, I know it eventually has led to people having a lot of different heroes. So there might not, as much forced to spend to get the, the target hero because they can simply save up or, use your mileage to get the hero, right? But thing is, if they want to fuck with the mileage system, I think it's better if they do it Epic 7 way. They need to reduce it, right? Like they can't have the cake as well as eat the cherry. Like they can't have the best of both worlds because they cannot expect players to constantly rack in ether to summon new heroes. And tickets are essentially useless, man. Essentially useless, right? The ones you get from events and whatever, like their in-game rewards or whatever you want to call them. Because they're not going to contribute to mileage at all. So it's kind of like, well, let's go ahead and give it a roll. It's kind of like Summoner's War, right? Mystical Scrolls. It's essentially what this is. And nobody likes it. Summoner's War is a 10-year-old game, almost 11 now. You cannot implement the same mechanics it had 10 years before to your game right now and essentially make the system worse, right? Making things worse is not good, right? It should be balanced. It should be balanced. At least if you're not buffing it, at least do not nerf it. Especially the good systems, the one which is gonna hit the players hard because it's their stacked up ether, their tickets. Many players have probably planned that they will use your tickets on Epsilon, which is a coming hero, and she's super good, by the way. I've made a video on her. She's super good. Demir Jokan, man, she requires ether to summon, and you're literally gutting out ether on a daily basis, monthly basis, overall. There's literally less summons for you as a player compared to previously, right? And this is crazy, man. I don't know why they did this. This game was doing so good, so good. Like it was one of the best free-to-play games I have played. Seriously, the decisions were so good until this one. This is the first decision, which is abnormally bad. Like this is, I can't justify this at all in any way. I don't know how players are even gonna justify this. This is just bad, right? They should not have fucked with the mileage system. Okay, if you wanted to cut ether and give recruitment tickets, give us the normal ones at least, man. At the very least. Do not give us these special event tickets, which are useless. Quite literally useless. They're kind of like mystical scrolls. That's a perfect comparison I could come up with, honestly. I know a lot of players have played Summoner's War, and what's your biggest gripe with their summoning system? No mileage. Everybody hates a game with no mileage, man. Like, come on. This needs to be reverted as soon as possible. I don't even know why this was done intentionally. Like, this is not the way to up your revenue. This is a way to downgrade it because you're gonna kill existing player base. That's it. That's the blunt truth, right? This is no way to kind of increase revenue. Like you can even see the areas they've targeted. Cypher Tower, normal chicken, all of them are getting their shit nerfed in terms of ether, and the tickets are getting changed to the non-mileage tickets, right? Apart from that, well, the hero UI draft, improvement draft, this one looks much better. I'm gonna be honest, this one looks much better. Like these characters look like they give a feel, they give a vibe, right? Like the earlier one was so sober and kind of bad, honestly. These portraits, they actually provide life to them, right? It's not just lifeless PNGs slapped on the same border. These are actually good, like not gonna lie. I'm in super favor of these hero portraits. They look super good. Also, we're getting free 250 pieces of Veronica for the changes, the new player changes. I think this is just a cover up to, you know, to put the main nerf into ground, which is the non-mileage tickets and the ether nerfs. Honestly, like this is so good, man. The hero drafts look so much better. The Veronica pieces are so good, especially if you do not have Veronica. This is kind of like taking her to almost 1.5 stars above where she was. But the main thing is, the sad thing is, this reward, how are they so villainous that they're saying these are improvements? These are not improvements at all. This is quite literally destructive for the game in all its core. Let's see the comments. Nice change, Div. Now the game is doomed. You did a good job by making players leave the game. Revert the mallet system before it gets worse. Hey, changing the mallet system was a mistake. At first, I even defended it because I understand what your money earnings need to increase for the game to maintain itself. Exactly, this is what I was thinking about. I was only able to see how bad this change was after the update and actually witness it. But that's not the way. 6 of my 10 friends who play simply stop playing due to these changes, and they love this game. I feel that in the next few days, I will also stop playing this. These are drastic changes that were not consulted by the gaming community. I think they meant to say Outerplane community, right? And the game got much worse than it already is. Revert the mallet changes or unfortunately prepare to have an empty game. This is exactly what I was trying to think. This guy is quite literally what I was saying, man. This is the brutal truth, man. And the thing is, I did not even defend it. Like, I instantly knew these changes were bad because as much as you love the game, you can't defend bad changes at all. Especially when it's going to hurt everybody, right? It's not hurting a certain segment of players. Even the paying players, the ones who are whales or dolphins, all of them are also getting hurt because once the free-to-play players start dipping, why would you even pay to play the game? Or I mean, you know, pay to progress in the game or for anything for the purpose. The game's revenue will simply drop more because of these changes. It's not going to help increase it. Terrible change to pity mileage. I quit if not reversed. Whoever came up with this idea should be fired. What were you guys thinking? That players would notice would be one thing if the half the tickets didn't count. But to get every single free ticket being changed is insane. Furthermore, cutting free ether and then giving players more RNG event tickets is not a fix. We don't care if it's 3 times the amount of pulls. If it does not count towards pity mileage, it's worthless. Fix your game. You're not a top game, Genshin or Nikkei. You don't have a goodwill to burn. Players will quit. Developers, the game's appeal being free to play was a significant factor for many players, myself included. The sudden implementation of a pay-to-win model through the removal of the no mallet system has left a considerable portion of the player base dissatisfied. Numerous discussions in the Discord community have highlighted these concerns, with some even considering selling their accounts on platforms like Epic NPC or quitting the game. It's puzzling why such a dramatic change was introduced without apparent player feedback or complaints about the previous magic system. While the recent patch has brought positive changes, the negative impact of the altered mallet system cannot be overlooked. I urge you to reconsider this decision, take into account the sentiments of the player base, and consider revising the mallet system to maintain the game's appeal and prevent potential player attrition. Having the mallet system allows free-to-play players to succeed as well. Good luck. Man, all of them are literally the same. This is simply the same, right? It's insane. Every single comment, it's reverberating the same message to the developers. Nobody asked for this. Nobody was held accountable for this. Nobody is, nobody said the mileage system was bad. Legit, nobody said this. This is something they did on their own, and now they're trying to portray it as an improvement when it's simply not an improvement. It's not an improvement at all. It's a literal fuck up, and these guys need to reward these changes, right? This is, and honestly, I'll not even buy the battle pass just to show my, I don't know, my solidarity with the players. This is, I think I would advise every player to simply not spend any money until this is fixed, because honestly, spending your money for this horrible changes to occur is not worth it. This game will die off if this change is not fixed, or at least reversed. And having such a big change, man, a big change which literally fucks with the free-to-play player capability, which Outerplane was famous for, keep in mind, is not gonna go down well with the players. Simple. And I'm sad that this happened with the half-year anniversary. Not a simple time, but a half-year anniversary where it's something to celebrate about. It's not something to, I don't know, have a discussion regarding mileage. Like, what? Which game has done this? Which game has reduced the free-to-play playerness or free-to-play player ability of a game during its half-year anniversary or even a first-year anniversary? I don't know. Why would you do this? This is so stupid. So stupid, man. Anyways, do let me know your own thoughts. I know most of you are gonna be the same level of angry as me, or probably even worse. I don't know. Some of you might have even quitted for some time before the changes have reverted. Do let me know your own thoughts. What's your own thoughts on this? Do you think this is justified at all, or do you think this is simply a stupid decision that will essentially get off the game? Yeah, I'll see you later. Peace out.